Okay, hello, this is part 29 or 30. Today we're going to be learning about, what was it called again? Bindable functions and events. And also, before I forget, the new thumbnails are made by Race, so go check them out. Makes good content. The editing is really good on his videos. But anyways, let's get started. So you use bindable functions / remotes to communicate with another script. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, so you use it to communicate with another script. You cannot communicate client to server. You can only communicate client to client or server to server. So just remember that. If you want to communicate to client to server or server to client, you're gonna have to use remote events and functions, which I have a video, but we're gonna be learning about bindable functions events. So I'm gonna go to server script service, make a script in here. I'll make two scripts. Actually, I'll just do script 1 and script 2. Script 2. And let's make a remote, or I mean bindable event. Oops. I'll make it in server storage. Bindable event. Let's make a variable for that. Local bind equals game, get service, server storage, and wait for child event. Okay, so we have our event here. So we can simply just fire it using bind fire, and it's gonna fire it. Also pass out parameters like, so it print a message, and we'll just do hello world. Okay, so it'll send this over. Gonna copy this bind dot what was it called, event connect function. So I'll explain it. Yeah. Okay, so we're just firing this bindable event and sending over a message in the parameters, and then we're receiving it here and setting the name for the parameter. And now we can just do print message. It should print it. And it didn't print for some reason. Okay, I think maybe if I do like test out wait, I'll do like 1 second. And there we go. So it sent our hello world message. So that's pretty much bindable events. There's nothing else for me to talk about. There's only bindable functions now that we have to talk about. So let's delete the bindable event and let's put in a bindable function. Yeah, okay, so function. Okay, so I'll name this send and this receive, so it's easier to understand. So here we wanna, like fire the function. So to do that, we do bind invoke, and we can send our message again. But actually, so the difference between bindable events and BindableRemotes is that BindableRemotes always return something. So there are two-way communication. You can like get info and return it here, and obviously you can just like fire the bindable event here and then receive it here, but that's just unnecessary. So yeah, we can do it with less lines by using bindable functions. So now we can just make a function here. Function and do like multiply a b or value 1 value 2. Then we can do return value 1 times value 2. and then we can do bind.onInvoke equals multiply. So I'll explain this. So basically, we're setting, whenever this gets invoked, we're setting it to call the function multiply. We don't put the parentheses here for some reason, I'm not sure. And we don't need to put the parameters, they'll get added themselves. So this should, oh yeah, so we have to set this to a variable, local new value equals, because it returns something, and then we can just print the new value. I'll turn it into a string just in case, and this should print, you know, our value 25. Yeah, so as you can see, we sent over our information, it did calculations and returned it right back here. There's also one more thing with remote functions. It is that after we fire, it won't run the lines until this has finished. So if I do like test.wait 3 over here, it's gonna wait 3 seconds before it actually prints it. So it's waiting, and as you can see, it printed. So yeah, remote events just keep on running the script, and then you can also call the function here. So that's pretty much everything about bindable functions and events. Events for one-way communication and functions for two-way communication. You can use events as well for two-way communication, and if you need this script to keep on running, but I'd rather still use functions. So yeah, that's everything for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.